Why Henry Kissinger is mourned in China the most. Henry Kissinger died on November 29, 2023. Chinese officials and state media mourned the death. Kissinger was the first U.S. official to visit communist China. He helped form relations between China and the U.S. There had been decades of hostility between the countries. Nixon built his political career on opposition to communism. However, he had long wanted to go to China. Kissinger was appointed National Security Advisor. He and Nixon tried to establish communication with China. However, the U.S. invasion of Cambodia hindered the progress. In July 1971, Kissinger secretly flew to Beijing. He feigned illness to avoid the press corps. Kissinger met Chinese Premier Zhou Enlai. He secured a presidential invitation. In February 1972, Nixon traveled to Beijing. The trip produced the Shanghai Communique. In it, the U.S. acknowledged Taiwan as part of China. The two countries agreed not to change Taiwan's status. That is still the basis of their policy on the issue. William P. Rogers was Secretary of State at the time. Kissinger cut Rogers out of the most critical decisions. He opened channels to sub-cabinet level officials. This way he could secretly collect information. Rogers was told of the China Initiative at the last minute. He was excluded from Nixon's meeting with Mao Zedong. Nixon replaced Rogers with Kissinger after his re-election. In 1979, the U.S. and China agreed to recognize each other. Beijing often calls those years a golden era, but there are mixed feelings about Kissinger's legacy. Some say he only tried to promote peace with China. He didn't consider China's political realities. The agreement led to a split between Moscow and Beijing. It shifted the balance of power in the Cold War. The current U.S. government is more hostile towards China, but Kissinger remained an advocate of positive engagement. Beijing relied on him long after he left office. Kissinger last traveled to China in July 2023. He had just celebrated his 100th birthday. He had visited China more than 100 times. Kissinger was granted a meeting with Xi Jinping. Xi told Kissinger,
"The Chinese people never forget their old friends, and Sino-US relations will always be linked with the name of Henry Kissinger."
Beijing was seeking to reset relations with Washington. However, Xi declined to meet climate change envoy John F. Kerry. Kerry was in Beijing at the same time as Kissinger. Kissinger also met with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Wang reportedly said,
U.S. policy toward China requires the diplomatic wisdom of Kissinger and the political courage of Nixon.
Kissinger's death became the main topic on Chinese social media. Xi Jinping sent condolences to President Biden. The message was read out on state television. Xi said,
"Half a century ago, he made a historic contribution to the normalization of China-US relations, with brilliant strategic vision, benefiting both countries, as well as changing the world."